This is the Jabba's Palace set that LEGO released in 2012. Look, I know that I'm 10 years late on this, alright? This is not supposed to be a should you buy it review because they're going for like $300, $400 on eBay. But seeing as LEGO just released their newest version of Jabba's Palace, which is actually Boba Fett's throne room, I thought now would be an apt time to go back and look at one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars sets. Allow me to interrupt myself real quick. Don't forget, I'm doing giveaways for every single sub milestone. We're at 65 subscribers right now, which means we are very close. 35 subscribers away from our first giveaway. So remember, comment below, guess what mystery LEGO set you think is in this bag, and you'll have a chance to win some LEGOs of your own. Okay. Let's get back to the video. It's important to note that what you're seeing right here is not actually one, but it is two sets. You have the Jabba's Palace set, which was released in 2012, and then you have the Rancor Pit set, which was released in 2013. They had an overlap of that year of 2013 where you could buy them both at the same time, and they're designed that you can stack them together like I did. I'm not going to show the full building process of either of these sets. It's nothing super extravagant. There's no real interesting building techniques or anything like that. But if you're interested in seeing the full speed builds, I'll have those posted separately on my channel. You can check them out up there. Or I think it's the other side. These weren't crazy complex builds, but they were designed with both the display value and the playability in mind. So with that in our brains, let's take a look first at the Jabba's Palace. Set 9516 Jabba's Palace has 717 pieces, and it retailed for $120 when it was in stores. This is kind of a pretty bad price per piece ratio, but keep in mind, A, it's Star Wars, and B, you also have some big pieces in here. Curved / sloped pieces that they used for the roof are really big, and you've got some of the big wall type pieces that are used to make up the sides of the building. So whenever you're talking bigger pieces like that, you're going to get bigger price per piece ratios. It's just kind of how it goes. Objectively, I think that the set looks pretty good. It's got good display value, and I really appreciate that we have a full roof on this one. It's not strictly a display piece like you'll see with the Ultimate Collector series or any of the more adult 18+ models, but it could still definitely be put on a shelf and you wouldn't really bat an eye at it. Or you would bat an eye at it because you'd want to look at it. The details in the set aren't super intricate for display, but I think it definitely passes muster, and the biggest thing is that these sand colors work really well together. You have a little bit of texturing with exposed studs on the front and side of this tower here. I do think that LEGO focused a lot on the playability of this set, which I have absolutely no problem with, and I definitely appreciated 10 years ago. What bugged me then, and what still kind of bugs me now, is this one section here, right up at the top. I don't know what LEGO was thinking back then, but they always wanted to put some sort of flick fire missile in every single one of their LEGO Star Wars sets. Like, it could be anything. I never used flick fire missiles growing up. I just like to imagine the blaster bolts flying, but even if you do, I think my biggest problem with this is just the bright red push button in the back here. If you push it in, pew, the flick fire missile will come out the front, but again, I never used it like that, and I just think it does a little bit too much damage to the display value of the set. Whereas other things like these slide out portions don't actually detract from the visual aspects of Jabba's Palace. Let's talk about those slide out features. The first one is the entry gate to the palace. If you grab the top here and just pull the door up, minifigures can access the inside of the palace. Now this isn't the huge gate that you see in the movie. I think that would be a little bit out of the scale of this set, but they made like a little miniature version, which is cool. They also included this golden watch droid that sticks out of the front to greet C-3PO and R2-D2 when they're trying to get in Return of the Jedi. The second pull tab feature is, of course, the trapdoor that goes down into the Rancor pit. We'll talk about the pit a little bit more later, but once you close up the trapdoor, you can use the third and final push tab to move Jabba's throne into a location where he can watch the fight, or the eating. For further play access, you can remove the entire watchtower section like so. It's attached by these 3 black pegs, not super difficult to pull off. Next, you can remove the entire top. Finally, you can swing out the whole back of the palace. I don't know why anybody wants to do this, but you can definitely do it. There's a little stove back here with a pan, and underneath Jabba's throne. Once you move it forward, you'll find some gold, a frog, and a little hidden blaster. Of course, you've got Jabba's little canister of frog vapor. We're just gonna call it that. I think we all know what it looks like. Not much more on the inside. You've got some tables, some chalices, and a little bit of space ice cream. Last but not least, of course, in the corner, you have Han Solo and Carbonite. The set comes with, let's say, 8 minifigures. If you count the first one, which is this little evil rat thing that I don't remember his name. Also included is Bib Fortuna, the green Twi'lek, which I really highly doubt we'll ever see another iteration for, a Gamorrean guard, old Chewbacca with his handcuffs on, Leia in disguise, and Han Solo. That's gonna do it for the tour of Jabba's palace. Let's go down below and check out the Rancor Pit. Set number 57005, the Rancor Pit came out in 2013. Just a year after Jabba's palace, and it includes the stacking capability. We already kind of talked about that. So when you put these two sets together, you can make one big Jabba's palace. The set retailed for $60, but only included 380 pieces. So again, price per piece ratio, pretty off, but you did get this really awesome Rancor, which unfortunately I lost some of the fingers for, and yeah, I couldn't find them. I tried really hard. The set technically comes with 3 minifigures. You've got the unlucky Gamorrean guard, you've got Luke Skywalker, and finally this skeleton. I don't know if you can count a skeleton as a minifigure, but yeah, it's there. Oh, I almost forgot. The Rancor Pit set also comes with the Rancor Keeper, but I looked forever. I looked everywhere and forever, and I couldn't find him. I don't know where he is, and I really want to find him to complete the set, but so retail, you got 4 minifigures, not the 3 that I still have. Just like Jabba's palace, the build isn't super interesting, but it gets by. It's nice enough to look at. You've got good colors playing, good textures playing with these modified 1x2 bricks. Kind of give a muddy look to the cave, and it's not just all stone, which of course, if you've seen the movie, that's what it looks like. It's super muddy. This set doesn't open up as much as Jabba's palace does, but it does have this one main hinge here, which is obviously really important to give you more space to display the minifigures and the Rancor down here, but it's also important because this section right here, when it's folded out, is what the turret or the tower sits on when you're displaying both of the sets together. Of course, the main gate of the Rancor Pit goes up and down. You do have to manually lift it, but if you press in this little Technic locking mechanism, it'll keep it in place while you have minifigures running around and doing whatever you want them to do. Other play features include this skull that lifts up and you've got bones underneath. It's like neat. I don't really see the point, but it's there. You also have a little hideaway out of the rocks that unfortunately this skeleton wasn't able to reach, but Luke can hide in there and you can kind of close it up, keep him hidden away. There are some little details added to the Rancor Pit set, like this crate that has a leg of chicken in it for the Rancor to eat, as well as a little bucket and a pitchfork to scoop the Rancor's, well, to clean up the Rancor's cage. You also have a little key to the prison in there. So guys, that is about it. I really did enjoy rebuilding this set. It's one of my favorites as far as playability and display value go in the LEGO Star Wars genre. I am a huge Star Wars fan, so I was really excited to get my hands building this set again. Let me know down below what you think of it. Do you think it's a good set? Do you think it's not? Are you willing to spend $400 for the Jabba's Palace and then another $200 for the Rancor Pit on eBay just to collect it? Or do you think, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the next one that comes down the line, because I would not blame you if that was you. Thanks for watching. Remember, you're an awesome human being, and have fun building. Until next time.